This piece of paper is basically just fancy cotton with a past US president on it, yet we all agree it's worth exactly $1. But what happens when someone makes their own fancy cotton with the same president? That's when things get really interesting. And by interesting, I mean federal grand jury charges pending. I got a $5 bill back as change, and something just felt off. Lincoln looked like he'd been hitting the gym, some of the ink came off on my hand, and when I held it up to the light, the watermark was just missing. It turns out someone had printed it on their home printer. Their home printer. The confidence, the audacity, the amount of overpriced color ink cartridges you must burn through. I'm Jenny, and today we're diving into the absolutely bonkers history of fake money, from ancient coin shavers to how the British once tried to destroy America's economy with fake money, and the crazy story of Nazi counterfeiters during World War II. Plus, I'll show you how to spot a fake bill using nothing but your hands. And maybe your phone flashlight. Spy stuff, people. We're doing spy stuff today. Rome's coin clippers, the original counterfeiters. So, counterfeiting is literally as old as money itself. The second humans invented coins in ancient Lydia, around 650 BC, some genius was like, what if I just made my own? And thus began a 2,700-year game of cat and mouse that leads all the way to the literal cat-themed meme crypto coins of today. And I'm sure there's a mouse meme coin too. I've learned many times there's a meme coin for pretty much anything you can think of. The Romans had a massive problem with coin clipping. People would shave tiny bits off the edges of silver and gold coins, collect the shavings, melt them down, and boom, free metal. One coin becomes 0.95 of a coin. But who's counting? The Romans were. They were definitely counting. Roman emperors took this so seriously, they made coin clipping punishable by death. Look, I've been known to leave a bad online review at a nail place for improper filing, but the Romans were definitely not messing around. The Romans pioneered anti-counterfeiting techniques we still see echoes of today. They added inscriptions around the coin edges and made them irregular shapes. Those little lines you see on the quarters today, that actually first appeared on coins from the 1600s, but the idea of protecting coin edges. That's ancient Roman innovation right there. But to me, one of the most fascinating Roman money scandals involves Emperor Caracalla, who reduced the silver content in coins so much they basically looked like they were just plated with silver. And he didn't even do it to fight counterfeiters. He did it to pay his soldiers more without raising taxes. Basically Rome's version of printing money, except with worse PR. The coins got so cheap looking that they basically passed for counterfeits themselves. Imagine paying your rent in board game money, and everyone just shrugging like, that's just the new normal. Medieval money mayhem. In the late 1200s, when coin clipping was becoming very widespread in medieval England, King Edward took anti-counterfeiting to extreme levels. If you were caught making fake coins under his reign, the punishment was banishment or even death. But here's the wild part. It didn't stop people. Many medieval counterfeiters were like, risk of extremely harsh punishment, still worth it. They set up secret mints in forests, bribed officials, created entire underground networks. It was basically a medieval crime syndicate. The smartest counterfeiters didn't make fake coins. They made fake coin dies. See, official coins were stamped with special dies that only the royal mint had. So counterfeiters would steal or copy these dies and make real fake coins. It was basically Middle Ages crafts hour. I would totally pay $45 for an overpriced class in that, if they served wine. Or, I guess, mead. The counterfeit dyes were so good that historians today still sometimes can't tell the difference. The wild part wasn't who did it. It was how normal it became. Every day, people tried clever workarounds and called it just making change. Medieval logic was very creative. The American Revolution's money wars. During the American Revolution, the British had a genius evil plan to destroy the colonial forces. But not with armies, navies, or traditional war strategies like blockades. They chose something far more sinister: creative financial confusion. They flooded the new American economy with fake continental dollars to destabilize their currency. To do this, the British set up printing presses hidden in remote areas of New York State to churn out these fake continental dollars completely undetected. They managed to produce so many fakes that the phrase, not worth a continental, even became a common saying. The ironic part, the fake bills were actually better quality than the real ones because the British had better printing equipment. Imagine that conversation. This must be fake, it's too good for us. You know, come to think of it, that's exactly what my mom said about my college boyfriend, which was very insulting. But it turns out I was being catfished. But that is besides the point. In 1781, continental currency was so devalued that barbers were using it as shaving paper. Actual money became cheaper than actual paper. This is my absolute favorite detail though. Benjamin Franklin fought back by intentionally misspelling Pennsylvania on real bills. He knew the British were sticklers for proper spelling, so they corrected it on their fakes. Only the real bills had typos. It just seems like a scheme some school kids would put together to root out some evil alien teachers in a story I just made up in my head. I don't know. It's just perfect. But wait until you hear about Operation Bernhard, when the Nazis took a cue from that British-American Revolution scheme to try to crash their economy. Operation Bernhard, potentially history's biggest counterfeiting scheme. During World War II, the Nazis launched Operation Bernhard, the largest counterfeiting operation in history. They forced prisoners with printing and engraving skills to create British pound notes. And these weren't just good fakes, they were virtually perfect. These bills were so precise that the Bank of England couldn't distinguish them from the real ones. The Nazis produced over 130 million pounds. That's about $6 billion in today's money. The plan was to drop them over Britain from planes and destroy their economy through hyperinflation. Trickle-down style, you know? Because it fell from the sky. But the prisoners, knowing their fate was uncertain, found ways to slow production and introduce subtle flaws. Their deliberate delays and imperfections helped save Britain's economy. These individuals, forced into this situation, became heroes through their resistance. The operation ended when the Nazis tried to dump all the fake money and equipment in Austrian lakes as the Allies approached. To this day, divers still occasionally find bundles of these counterfeit pounds at the bottom of lake toplets, which ironically is valuable now, given the historical significance and lore. After the war, Britain had to completely redesign their currency because they couldn't determine which pounds were real anymore. The fakes were just that good. Now here's a modern mystery that sounds like it's from a spy novel, the Superdollar. Since the 1980s, nearly perfect counterfeit $100 bills have been circulating globally. So really, the Super 100. They're so good that even sometimes banks can't detect them. Maybe we should get them that little invisible marker thing that Yuri, my corner store guy, uses. Caught a couple 14-year-olds using board game money once. But these super bills aren't your uncle's inkjet specials. They have the right paper, the right watermarks, the color-shifting ink, the security thread, everything. Before this episode, I didn't know how rampant messing with other countries' cash supply was. And there are easier ways to influence monetary policy. I know the guy who picks interns at the Fed, DM me. The superdollars are so sophisticated that they've contributed to the US redesigning the $100 bill multiple times as part of broader security improvements. Each time we add new features, the counterfeiters adapt. It's like monetary evolution in real time. Experts estimate there's about $30 million in superdollars circulating right now. You could have one in your wallet and not even know it. Actually, if they're truly indistinguishable, it probably wouldn't really affect you if you had one. And you never know. I guess you will sleep tight, unless you have other sleeping issues. No coffee after 3 p.m., people. Sleep tight. Modern money's defense mechanisms. So, how do we fight back against counterfeiters today? Modern bills are basically origami made of high-tech materials with more security features than a government building. Every currency has its own battle scars from counterfeiters. But let's use the US dollar as our example, since it's one of the most copied bills in the world. It's got color-shifting ink that changes from copper to green. There's a 3D security ribbon with images that move when you tilt it. Under UV light, a security thread glows pink and says USA 100 in tiny text. The paper itself has red and blue fibers embedded in it. Not printed on, but actually in the paper. Watermarks, microprinting, raised printing, magnetic ink, see-through registers, holographic strips, optically variable ink. Some people see cryptic messages about secret Freemason meetings. Modern money, minus that last one, is basically a greatest hits album of anti-counterfeiting tech. The field test, your first line of defense. Okay guys, you've waited this long for the spy stuff and have yet to deliver. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The best counterfeit detection tool is your fingers. Real money feels weird on purpose. US bills aren't made of paper, they're 75% cotton and 25% linen. That's why they survive the washing machine. Try that with regular paper and you get paper mache. Ever leave a tissue in your pocket? Run your finger over the portrait. On real bills, you'll feel raised printing. It's called intaglio printing, and it's nearly impossible to replicate with regular printers. Fake bills feel flat because they usually are. Bank tellers have this move where they snap bills between their fingers. Real money makes a distinctive, crisp sound. Fake money sounds dull, like regular paper. I practiced this at home, and after accidentally tearing $93, I decided to leave it to the professionals. The future of fake money. As money goes digital, counterfeiting is evolving too. We're not talking about fake bills anymore. We're talking about digital fraud, cryptocurrency scams, deepfake authorization. The counterfeiters are going high-tech. So is defense. Some countries are experimenting with polymer bills that are basically plastic money. And get this, some people swear Canadian bills smell like maple syrup, though the Bank of Canada officially denies it. Whether it's true or just the power of suggestion, it's definitely the most Canadian rumor ever. Australia's bills have clear windows in them. Great for doing this. Switzerland has vertical bills now. The future of money might be see-through, sideways, and possibly scented. We're living in weird times, people. And here's a fun fact about the euros. They feature symbolic bridges and windows that don't represent any specific country. The whole design is intentionally generic to avoid national favoritism. It's money that offends no one by representing nowhere specific. Conclusion. So yeah, as long as there's real money, there probably will always be attempts to cheat it. From Roman coin clippers to World War II counterfeiters to modern superdollars, people and opposing governments have always tried to hack the system. And the system has always fought back with increasingly complex security features. It's given us coins with special edges, bills that glow under black light, and money that might or might not smell like pancakes. It's weird, it's wild, and it probably won't end. Next time someone hands you a bill, whether it's pesos, rupees, dollars, or dirham, take a second to appreciate it. Feel the texture. Look for the watermark. Tilt it to see the color shift. Not because you're paranoid about fakes, but because you're holding a piece of technology that's been evolving for over 2,700 years. That $20 bill in your wallet is basically a tiny museum of anti-crime innovation. At Remitly, we know that trust isn't just about tech. It's about what works, whether that's a digital transfer or a crisp bill handed across the counter. Both matter and both evolve. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to return this 20 to the store. Turns out, Lincoln shouldn't have abs, and I'm pretty sure In God We Trust isn't supposed to be in Comic Sans. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more content that tackles topics that I think are worth discussing. Drop a comment with what you'd like to see next. I'm always up for covering something new.